Alright, so happy Friday everyone. It's a fun day. First install since all the travel ban going on. Joe and I are going up to Ann Arbor to install an L-350 with a CDK14, and it should be pretty fun. Alright, so we just got to the client's house. We're in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and he's got a roll-off roof observatory here, and we're gonna put the pier. We made that offset plate. We're gonna put that offset down here on the pier, and we're gonna bring that in first. South is facing this way, north is facing this way, and that offset is gonna make sure everything is centered up within this roll-off. But it's awesome being back in the field after the travel, so it's so good. Alright, Joe is removing the central hub of the wedge right now, and then we will remove the 6 perimeter bolts, and that'll let us just separate the face of the wedge from the main base plate, and it'll allow us to keep this top plate on as well instead of just removing everything, so it'll save some time. Alright, so Joe just took the main face of the wedge off. He's taking the bottom plate off now, and then we'll attach that bottom plate onto the offset pier that we have inside the dome. Okay, so we have the wedge attached now. All the bolts have been secured, and we're going to bring in the L-350, and you're going to have the shoulder bolt here, and that's going to make sure that it recesses and is held, and then we'll put the 6 bolts to secure the 350 base onto the pier. Okay, so Joe just put in the shoulder bolt here on the base of the L-350, and this is going to go onto the face of the wedge, and it just helps you secure it while you tighten the bolts. Alright, we have the telescope on the mount now. Both axes are locked, declination is locked, right ascension is locked, make sure nothing's moving around, and Joe is going to get the IRF-90 rotating focuser attached to the CDK14. Okay, Joe's putting on the EFA kit. We're going to make sure everything balances first, and we'll make sure it's long enough to route to the cables here on the rotating focuser itself, which it definitely will be. Okay, we're going to check the declination balance first now that we have the EFA kit attached, and Joe is holding the optical tube while we do this. So it's front heavy right now, so we're going to loosen the dovetail and slide the optical tube back just a little bit. Okay, we're fine-tuning balance right now. We have the accessories on the optical tube, that's step 1. Step 2 was sliding declination in the telescope tubes themselves to make sure that balances. Step 3, we're going to balance the right ascension. And with the L-350, we have some threadable weights to go on the toe of the mount that we're going to stack and get as close to balance as we can. You can also put them on the heel, which is the back side of the mount if necessary. Okay, since we're putting a refractor on the outside of the L-350, we're going to make sure that we take the shoulder bolt position that is underneath, that's on the fork arm, and we're going to shift it to the very far position before we get on to attaching all the telescopes, so that'll make sure everything balances well. Alright, Joe's already working on removing the 6 bolts from underneath the base, and that's going to separate the fork from the actual azimuth. We've removed the electronic cables as well, because those need to be separated before removing the 2 halves. Alright, we have the 6 bolts holding the fork arm separated from the azimuth. We're going to loosen now the 2 pieces. So all you have to do is you slide forward because it's on a shoulder bolt, so we're just rested well in this position. And then we're going to set this down on the ground. Okay, so this is where the position was first, down where Joe's at. It was on the second from, I guess, third from the top. And now we're going to put it to the very bottom hole there. This one's already in the very bottom that we just moved. It was 3 from the bottom, and this is the heel of the mount. So now the position is furthest from the toe being right here. Shoulder bolts closest to the heel, and we're going to put it back up into the positions here, and that'll make sure that they seat safely. Alright, so we have the system installed and balanced. So Joe is going to move the system in both RA and deck, and when we say balanced before doing the motor tuning, essentially you can move the system with one hand and it's not going to violently move to any other position. And from there we can continue on with connecting to the actual computer once we're balanced now. Okay, so Joe is running the USB from the L-350 mount, and it's going to go down through the central hub and out the back of the wedge. And we'll plug that into an Icron Ranger, which we're using to connect to the PC. So we just connected to the mount. We have all of our cables managed temporarily to make sure we can connect to everything, which is great. Now we're going to connect in PWI4 and run our auto tuning software to tune the direct drive motors. Okay, we're running through the motor tuning right now. It's doing the auto tuner program. You're gonna hear some noise like it's singing in the background as we speak. That's totally normal. It's just running through and optimizing the motor parameters.
Oh, you said things could only get better. I need it more than ever. They don't.
So all we're doing right now is wrapping up some of the cables and making sure nothing catches when the system moves around. And we like using zip ties for these just because it makes everything clean and prevent cords from wrapping. And we made sure everything is strain relief enough that there's no severely tight cables, but everything is still secured and tight and not going to move around when the system slews.
It must be nice, you went and got a penthouse, all your friends partying is real loud. Brand new money with a brand new chest, still a baby bird price straight off the nest like you.
Well, nothing beats a little bit of tailgate insulation food. We got some tacos from Ann Arbor, looks pretty sweet. So we'll feast and then we're going to polar line them out, but it's going to be a nice clear night, thankfully. It was raining all morning, so we're definitely happy about the weather. Alright, we just got back from dinner. What we're going to do now is turn the mount on, connect in PWI4, home the mount, build a pointing model, and then we're going to polar line the wedge.
You said things could only get better.
Alright, so we're here at the wedge now, ready to make our mechanical adjustments to azimuth. First, we need to rotate it 3 degrees counterclockwise, standing from behind the mount. So this is the southern side, left to me is north. So facing behind the mount, we're going to rotate counterclockwise, which means we need to tighten this bolt, and that's going to push the system counterclockwise. So we need to loosen all of these bolts, 6 of them, just gently. About a quarter turn is enough, those 6 bolts. And then we will use the wrench here to tighten. And then what we were doing also is we have TeamViewer on the phone, and we're going to be watching, so the computer in the warm room will show us Spica coming into the frame, and we'll be able to get close. We're at the Hercules cluster right now, and that's what we did in a single 30-second photo. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap up, shut everything down, clean everything up, and close the dome. All right, we had a fun install. It was probably one of the closest ones we'll do from the shop in Ann Arbor, and we're all wrapped up, and we're gonna make the drive back, about 45-50 minute drive back. Luckily the weather held out. It started raining on the way in, but we had clear skies for the rest of the afternoon. Perfect opportunity to build a pointing model and polar align the system and show the client how to use the software. All in all, fun, successful installation. Again, brought to you by PlaneWave. See you guys, thanks for watching.